Welcome to the Secret Rooms podcast. Shh. In these secret rooms, we dive into the unseen spiritual realm, drawn from revelation, real-life experiences, and biblical truth. I'm Sharon Razia. You can also call me Sherry, and I'm here to help you awaken and transform so you can stop living on autopilot. Each episode is meant to provoke and pull you toward the desires and purpose written into your spiritual design. And because spirituality is a part of real life, we'll also talk lifestyle, relationships, the messy moments, the growth, and the faux pas we've learned from.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer dans mon cœur? L'amour sans magique à la raison.
This is episode 3, and I'm calling it The Inner Circle. Hey roomies! Today we're going to talk about the inner circle and friendship filtering. This is the work of deciding who actually gets access to your life. Because friends aren't just the people that you hang out with. They shape your habits, your standards, your desires, and your future. The people that you run with on a regular basis can influence your life in massive ways, for better or for worse. And not everyone deserves that level of proximity. This episode is about recognizing the real ones, the people who do not play about loyalty with a capital L, time, or respect, and learning to spot the unstable ones who quietly drain your energy and direction. I also want to add a little moment or two that made these distinctions painfully clear for me. Situations that showed just how much influence I had been handing over and what it was costing me. But I also want to highlight some really great moments as well, so here we go. So, there's not a single person on God's green earth that has not had a bad relationship in their lives. Whether it's a familial relationship or a friendship or a romantic relationship or any other type of relationship. Anytime you get close to someone, you are in full view of who that person is. And often it leads to disappointment or betrayal or heartbreak or inconsistencies, dishonesties, whatever it is. It's easier to get hurt when you're closer because proximity creates intensity, and those intensities can lead to disappointments, but they can also lead to a lot of great things like life-giving relationships. So, what makes a real one? It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, honest, secure, and grounded. And there might be other characteristics that you want to add to that yourself. That's what it is for me. The real ones don't have you second guessing your place in their life. They don't have you wondering about what their true intentions are, because they're usually very clear about it, and not just in the things that they say, but in their behavior. And usually their behavior matches their words. Keep that in mind. They're locked in, they're steady in how they show up for you, they're supportive, and you know very well who they are. With that said, there's a saying that I've always told myself, and this is a saying that repeated in my head after having gone through some really tumultuous, even dangerous friendships. And what that saying is that I tell myself that I will never be extremely close to insecure people. Ouch, right? That makes me sound like a horrible person. And when I say this, I say it with love, and I say it for you to safeguard yourselves. Because if you're a confident person and you're someone who has a vision for your life and you're excited about life and you're passionate and you're happy, well, oftentimes for some strange reason, people with deep, deep, deep insecurities are drawn to that light and they come seeking you out. And when they do, what often happens is they reel you in, because you're compassionate or because you're an empath or whatever it is. You are a great person to talk to, and they reel you in. And once you're reeled in, you're thinking, all right, this is a great friendship. This is a great new relationship. I can open up to this person. I can trust them. I'm building this. This is nice. And it's fun and it's exciting. And you get into it. And then you start realizing that your talents or your skills or your confidence or the way you carry yourself bothers them, and you don't realize it until much later. The way you carry yourself, the outlook you have on life, the upbringing you had, or the future you want to create, whatever it is, your dreams, those things trigger them and bother them because they themselves are not built on confidence. They themselves do not love themselves. It's really hard for them to love other people, meaning you. And so you blindly going into that as someone who is compassionate and loving and empathetic, wanting to go and be a part of their lives and, even help and support wherever you can, thinking that this is a two-way street, an equally balanced relationship, thinking that we don't have to be aligned on everything, but if we're friends and we're there to support each other and I will go all in with this person, you go in with that mindset will leave you deeply scarred or hurt. And again, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to have you safeguard yourself, set up your own boundaries, and prepare. My mom's always told me something. She said to me that there are different types of people that you keep in your life. And I've remembered her saying this when I think I was in high school. That was many moons ago. But she said to me that there are different types of people that you keep in your relationship or in your inner circle. She said the people that you pour into and they pour into you equally, those are the people that you should keep in your inner circle. Those are the people that should be your best friends. Those are the ones that you should date. Those are the ones that, even in your family, the ones that you should be closest to. The ones that you pour into and they pour back into you. You are equally balanced. You are loyal. You are honest. You are consistent. Those are the ones that you should keep. And she said, there are some people where you, as a person carrying a lot of light or joy or peace or happiness, whatever it is, a good heart, compassion, you might be drawn to certain people who are maybe in a little bit more darkness, people who are struggling a little bit. And you might be drawn and pulled to those people, and that's completely okay. But they're not necessarily meant to be someone in your inner circle where you have that balance of I pour into you, you pour into me. They're not those people. Those people are ones that you can kind of think of as maybe God has assigned me into this person's life to pour some goodness into their life, but then to pull back and have my boundaries set up, to pull back and be safe and, continue in my relationships. The ones I should be trusting in, the ones I should open up to are the ones in my inner circle, not necessarily those people that it's a one-way street where you only pour into them, but they don't really pour into you. Instead, they take from you, or they drag you down, or they take you into the wrong territories, the wrong paths. Those are the people that you kind of have to keep an eye out for. And when I said, let's put everything on the chopping block, let's take a look at these type of people. Let's take a good hard look. The people that are not pouring back into you the way you're pouring into them. They're not showing you the same effort, consistency, honesty, support that you're showing them. They show up and they leave, or they show up, drag all of their heaviness, their drama, their darkness, whatever it is, all of that into your life, drag you into their life, and expect you to solve their problems or fix them or, give them the same light that you carry. But that never works. It never worked that way in the past, and it never will. The only thing you can do is set up that boundary where you realize that this is someone I pour into. It's not my inner circle. This is not a core person in my life that I receive from them, but I'm there to help them and pour into them from a distance. And when they need to, I will support, but I will pull back and I will have smart boundaries set up for myself. So this leads right into my next point, which is mutual value. Like, I see you and you see me. So I don't just run with people who know my worth, but I recognize theirs as well. I see your future potential. I see what you bring to the table right now. I can see you going far in life. I can see you accomplishing your dreams, but I also see your good character. I see the way you treat other people. I see the way you treat me. I see the way we connect and we converse. I see the way you react to things people say. I see these different amazing things about you, and I value you and I value our connection. And that's why you're in my inner circle. I value your honesty, your consistency, the values and morals that you stand on, your beliefs, your boundaries. I value those things. And so that's how I let people into my inner circle. These relationships, they bring balance and not ego. And a quick little insert on ego. An ego usually stems from the root of fear and insecurity. It often shows up when it's like in full play in someone's life, when they're leaning more on their ego than their heart or their spirit or anything else. When they're leaning on their ego, You will see more words that do not match up with actions or intentions. You will see unclear intentions. You will see a lack of honesty. You can see their insecurities shining through even when they sound puffed up in their words. And it's important to recognize if someone is functioning out of their ego. But you're functioning in your ego, you're functioning from a root of all the childhood traumas and fears that you've built up over your life, the scars and all of those things that you've built up. It doesn't come from self-love or acceptance or acknowledging yourself and having awareness. And so just be aware of people that you can recognize that, are walking in their ego and not in self-love or self-confidence, because the way they treat themselves, they'll probably treat you worse. So just keep that boundary up and just, be careful as you're getting to know people like that. So when you're around the right people, there's no competition, just mutual admiration and genuine support. I want to lean into this Bible verse that speaks to me about friendships and the type of people you should have around you. Proverbs 13:20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. I know that having wise people in my life has helped me move forward in life, has been a support system for me, has caused me to become more authentically who I really am and supported me in that, versus the people that were foolish and wanted to do things that just gratified what they wanted in that moment, and running around with those people wasted my time. So this Bible verse reinforces the idea that who you walk with shapes who you become. Surrounding yourself with wise, steady, and God-centered people who have great values, people who have good beliefs that they stand on, will elevate your own life. The wrong circle doesn't just distract, it can derail your destiny if you're in it for a long time. You know what? I can actually say that the people I have in my inner circle right now and that I've had over the past years in my life, in my inner circle, like my tribe, there is not a single person that I would question their integrity, their intentions, their loyalty, their consistency, their honesty. I would not. These are people who have shown their value through consistency, honesty, loyalty, trust, support, just being authentically them. They've just shown that they are like the most amazing people. There's not a single person that I would say is unwise or foolish. And I'm so proud of that. I am so proud of that. These are literally top tier, top shelf people in my life right now, whether it's my sisters or my family members, my closest girlfriends, or my friends group with all our couples. All of the circles in my life that are part of my inner circle are like literal top shelf people. And it took years of vetting, years of understanding myself and understanding my boundaries and putting up boundaries that got me to a place of only letting in people with wisdom and people with integrity and all of those great things. But it took years of learning, years of hurt or hardship or betrayal to learn how to choose the right people to be in my circle. All right, moving to the next topic. People that are your real ones should be people that respect your time, your energy, and your presence. The real ones don't play with your time or your energy. They understand that presence is powerful and they don't take it for granted. They value your time. They're not just going to sit there and have a conversation with you where you trust them and open up to them about something important to you, and then they're going to take that and spread it around or share your dreams and your goals that you shared with them in intimacy and privacy, and they're going to go and do something behind your back with that. They are not going to be those people. These ones respect you. They do not take your presence for granted. They know that when you're investing time into them and you are a person of high value yourself, they know that you are not going to be investing time into anyone that you do not consider high value. Let's put a period on that. I personally will not be investing my time in someone just for, giggles. I will not be doing that because my time is extremely valuable. It goes between my goals, my career, my faith and ministry, my family time, my time with my kids, my time with my spouse, my time with my besties, my time with all the people that I love. I am not going to take up that time. It's very limited. I'm not going to take up that time and pour into someone that I do not consider as a valuable person who could potentially be in my inner circle. I might have ways of interacting with different people differently, but I will not be pouring all of me into every single person I meet. It's just, there's not enough time in the world for that. So the people in my inner circle need to understand that presence is important, their presence is important, effort is important, and time is valuable. You don't have to beg for what's mutual. If something is a mutual, genuine relationship, there's balance, like I said before. So when it's balanced, you don't have to beg for it. It shouldn't be one person chasing someone else. Like, there have been friends in my life where they would call me, or come over to my house all the time. And then there would be a season where they're with a new boyfriend or something, and they just kind of are in this completely other world and just don't have any energy or time for you. And I'm not going to be someone who chases after someone who doesn't want to be in something, right? You have to have that standard for yourself and that boundary for yourself. So if you are a high value person and you want people of high value in your inner circle, and this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with monetary value. It's not about, your assets and how wealthy you are, or anything like that. If that is one of your characteristics that are important to you, then go ahead. But you create your standards based on, first of all, what you bring to the table. So please be aware of what you bring to the table as a person. So if you're a person of integrity, then you want people of integrity. If you're a person that is consistent and honest and loyal, then you want people that are those traits as well. So whatever you bring to the table, that should be your standard, because you work hard to grow and be a better person every day. You work hard to advance yourself in life. That should be your standard. And so the people that you allow into your life have to meet that standard at that inner circle level. And they might not be identically you, which is a good thing. You don't want people that are exactly you. You want people to balance you out and sharpen you. So they have to be different from you in order to sharpen you. But in the sense of your grounding standards, that has to be steady. And on top of those standards, you build boundaries. And the reason I talk about boundaries so much is because people can only hurt you according to your level of tolerance, according to your extent of how much you tolerate. And when I say hurt, I'm going to open bracket and say annoy you, irritate you, waste your time, consume your energy, consume your resources, whatever it is. The people that come to consume and not give back and don't have the best intentions for you, close bracket. The people that hurt you can only hurt you to the extent of your tolerance. Just mark that, because that is such an important lesson that I've learned. So continuing with the bullet point on the insecurity of the unsteady. People who aren't secure in themselves can't be secure in relationships. And I mentioned this earlier. People who don't love themselves cannot love you. They cannot love other people. It's very limiting and it's a painful relationship. Moving on to wolves. I say watch out for wolves in sheep's clothing, because some wolves don't know they're in sheep's clothing. They think they're sheep and they don't actually know that they're wolves. And I say this because these are people that don't have the best intentions for you. They will say things to you on a whim. They will say things that might hurt your feelings or make you question deep things about yourself. And they will say these very nonchalantly, or they'll say it very unintentionally, in the sense that they say it and they make it sound like it's a passing comment, but it's really playing in your mind. I remember years ago, friends who were in the faith, and sometimes you think that when people are in the faith, they're going to be better people. Not necessarily. Because to be a better person, to be a good person, well, we're all trying and we're all working and we're all striving for something, right? We're striving towards being better people every day. But being in the faith and having a belief system and trying to walk by that belief system does not automatically make you a person of integrity, or does not automatically change all of your flaws and your character issues and all of that stuff. That takes work. That takes real introspective work. And this is where transformation happens. But yeah, there was a few years in my life where I had, some friends who were in the faith. And I remember I was always very career driven. And I think I was in university at the time and I was trying to plan out my career steps. I remember I was working for a law firm and I was telling some of my friends, I'm really stressed about my next steps. I really need to figure this out. I need clear direction. And I don't feel like I'm hearing from God on what my direction is. And can you guys pray for me? I remember this was in a group chat. And immediately one of the friends from that chat said, you know what? You're always striving. That's the problem with you. And I was like, so what? Like, she says this all the time. I go, yeah, we all have to strive towards something. And that wasn't my approach then. At that time, because she was somebody I valued, I took what she said to heart. So she was saying to me, you're always striving. You're always striving so much. And as a Christian, you shouldn't be striving so much. And I don't know where people sometimes pick up that as a Christian, you're not supposed to strive. Hard work isn't striving. Having motivation isn't striving. Having clear goals set out isn't striving. Working hard towards something is not striving. It's exactly what you're supposed to do as a Christian and as anyone. You are here on this earth with one life, and you don't know how long that life is, so you have a purpose. And with that purpose, you have to work to do things to get you to what you need to be, right? So I had this person say this to me and said it multiple times in those years. And I used to take their word as, oh, this must be something God is saying to me, because I really valued and respected this person. And it took me years of unlearning and removing myself out of their lives, where I got to see that good friends don't do that. People that are in your inner circle should not be doing that. They should not be demotivating you. If they know that you have goals and you're an ambitious person and you have, a clear vision of what you want to do, or you want more vision, they should be saying, yes, I'll pray for you. I want you to have the things that you want. I want you to have the things that God wants for you. I want the best for you. I want the most for you. So the people in your inner circle should want the best for you, right? And it can't be people that are trying to derail you, whether it's consuming your time and taking you away from your goals, or it's just speaking down to you in a way that does not even logically make sense. You have to be sharp with how you're seeing these people, and you have to kind of decide, is this person adding value to my life, or are they actually hurting me? So the insecurity of the unsteady. They overthink, they ghost, they stir up drama, or constantly test the waters. The real people, the right people in your life, they move in clarity and not confusion. There are some people that will come into your life and either they're bored with their own lives or they have too much drama in their own lives. They come into your life like a tornado and they bring all this drama and they want to suck you in because you are happy, you are at peace, your life is moving at a great trajectory. You are just consistently moving, you are happy, and they see that and they're like, I see the light in your eyes and I want to dim it. That's me being dramatic, but that's what they do. Unintentionally or intentionally, that's what they do. And so beware, beware. Make sure you are weeding out the wrong ones. And so I don't want this to be all negative. I'm going to get into about 5 or 6 more points in part 2 of this. But I want to put these out there so that you could start formulating your standards. So you could start thinking about your boundaries. You could start thinking about the people that you put on the chopping block at the early part of this episode. And it's not to say that people can't change and that they can't grow and they can't actually be good in other ways where they fail in some, but be aware that the people in your innermost circle, the ones that you confide in, the ones that you talk to about your goals, the ones that you ask to pray for you, or the ones that you share your extremely private problems with, your confidants, they should not be a large group of people. It should be very small. I have learned, and I'll get into some stories in part 2 of this, but there are things in life that happen. There are phases in life that happen that will show you who the right people are. For me, it was when I got married, I started to see a shedding of people. And then the second phase was when my brother-in-law passed away. It's like a second tier of shedding happened. So yeah, it's these pivotal points in your life, like whether it's a super high or a super low, that will show you who is standing with you. And the ones that are, like the right ones, your inner circle, they're going to be the people that wrap around you in both of those seasons, in your happy season and in your traumatic season. They'll want to wrap around you through your difficult seasons. They'll want to help pick you up and keep you standing. They want that for you. Their intentions are so pure for you. And you'll know these people. You'll know them by their action. And even if they can't be with you in person, you'll see text messages or calls. You'll see indicators of their presence in your life, their intentions in your life. They're not just thoughts and feelings and guessing, but it's actions that you can see with your eyes and feel. And so they'll wrap around you in your hardships, and they'll be the first to celebrate you when you win. They'll be the ones in the background cheering you on before you even win, hoping you win. They'll be the ones praying for you, checking up on you. Whatever it might mean, their support will be evident in your life. So this episode, I didn't want it to be so doom and gloom and get you on a frenzy of being overly cautious or distrusting of people, but it's really about thinking about the next steps that you want to take in life, how you want to grow, where you have seen patterns of negativity, patterns of being brought down by people around you, but you're just refusing to deal with those things. Well, what I'm suggesting is to hold up a mirror to that area of your life, to take a good look and say, these are people that have been in my life, that have helped me, that have supported me, that have the best intentions for me that I can see through actions and see through words. These are people that love me, and I know they love me, not just by them saying it, but because they show it through action. And, realistically analyzing that. It's really not about creating distrust, but it's about tightening your circle. It's so important to build those strong boundaries and have the right people around you so that you can grow into who you're supposed to be. I spent many, many years of my life people-pleasing, many years of my life making sure everyone around me was okay with everything that I was doing. So if that meant following traditional paths in my career or doing Christianity a certain way, or attending every single event, even though I felt like I was being pulled in a million directions, or spending a lot of time with friends where I was wasting a lot of time doing things for them or just being with them, entertaining them, and I wasn't able to get to my goals or the things that I had to prioritize. And so it's really about taking that look. And I'm going to get more into it, but let's just have a quick recap on the main points that I've highlighted in this episode. So we talked about what makes a person a real one, the ones that you want to keep in your inner circle. And we talked about mutual value, how you see them, how they see you, how you value each other in a balanced way. Then we talked about respecting each other's time, boundaries, energy, and presence, and not playing with each other and not using each other. Then we talked about insecurity and instability, how I personally don't like to keep people who are overly insecure in my closest circle, because anything that I share with them will be used against me in some way, whether it's a positive thing that will maybe strike up some competition or rivalry, or if it's a negative thing, then, I just don't want people in my business who don't have the best intentions for me. And that's why I need solid people, confident people who know themselves, people who value themselves and value me. Those are the ones that I want in my inner circle. I said this in the beginning, and this is the deep work that has to be done, that filtering of your friends. It's not easy. It's painful. It's not fun, but it's something that has to be done when you have seen so many negative patterns, when you have seen delay and lack in your life, and you're not the only cause of it, that your social circle, your environment is actually contributing to this constant negative cycle, that's when you need to take a good hard look. A lot of you might already have an amazing inner circle, and you might already have sealed it tight and, kept it to what it is. And this doesn't mean that you can't be open to having new friends. Actually, that's the opposite. Having this assessment and this analytical session of looking at this group of people around you and seeing the positives and seeing, where there's room for growth, or seeing where you need to cut and change and shift, this will allow room for you to have the right people in your lives. And like I mentioned before, when these new people started to come into my life one by one, I saw God written all over it. And I still have a lot of people in my life that I've had in my life since I was very, very young, since I was a small child. And I have these people because I can see their goodness. I can see their heart towards me. I can feel it, and I've seen it in the way that they speak to me, in their actions, etc. And that's why they're in my life today, because I was able to see that they are able to go to the next phase of my life with me. But my inner circle is so tight, and I can't stress that enough. My sisters, which includes 2 of my girl cousins and 2 of my actual sisters, I call them all my sisters because we do life together, and we've done life together since we were very small. But there has never been a time where there has been a lack of loyalty or a lack of support. I feel so supported by them, and I support them, and we are just constantly cheering each other on at every phase of life, and we wrap around each other at any dark point. And the hardest seasons of our lives, like my brother-in-law passing away, actually brought us together so much closer, and changed our dynamic even more, made it even richer, made it even fuller, even more beautiful. And like that, I have girlfriends that God brought into my life who are married to amazing men even, and these couples together just are so rich in their human nature. They're so rich in character, so rich in integrity. And it makes me so happy to be around them. Like anytime we have the opportunity to hang out, and we do often, and we travel together and all of that, it's just good vibes all the time. Like there's never really any negativity. And this is not to say that people from my past who didn't go forward with me into the newer phases of my life, it's not to say that they didn't play any positive roles. They absolutely did. And I cherish all the good things. I cherish all the good moments. I cherish the life lessons. I cherish the seasons of my life where they were present and made me laugh, and I made them laugh, and we did fun things together. But just fun alone is not enough, especially if you are walking out a spiritual journey. Look at any person of history from the biblical standpoint. You will know that God always takes them into a season of being in solitude, of being alone, being separated from the mass, being separated from their comfort and their circles, because He needs to do a work in them that is so unique and so rigorous that having all the influences that they were comfortable with that kept them in a certain cycle, it would not hold, it would not sustain them in the next phase. And so sometimes, even if you don't do that filtering, even if you don't take that assessment and, take a look and take the action of learning to separate and create boundaries, even if you don't do that, if you have a specific calling in the spiritual, then God will do that for you. And this is not to say that you shouldn't. You should. If this is something that you've been made aware of, you absolutely should. But sometimes God forcefully does it. He forcefully enters into your life and removes people and creates boundaries, very, very strong, harsh lines of boundaries, because He needs you to Himself to be separated so that you can learn to hear His voice. You can learn to walk with Him in such an intimate way, and you are not influenced or moved by anyone else's voice. And I went through that for years. I went through years of God telling me to not share my personal stuff with anyone, not a single person, not even my sisters, not even my best friends, not even my spouse. There were seasons of my life where God asked me to keep my mouth shut and walk personally with Him and only speak to Him about these things that He was doing in my life. And He had to do that inner work in me. He had to do so much in me that I wasn't meant to share with everybody publicly, because no one else could sustain that information and help me with it in moving forward. And these are the deeper things that, He was speaking to me about. It wasn't just like my everyday thing. It wasn't like, oh, this happened at work and I'm like going through it. It wasn't like that. That stuff I would share with my sisters and friends and stuff. But it was just like that deeper stuff. So anyways, God does that sometimes. He forcefully enters into your life and creates those boundaries if you don't, because He knows that you need to enter into this next phase of your life. You need to align even deeper into that next part of your calling. And you can't do it with so many influences around you, especially if you are so used to people pleasing. So that's what I want to talk about in today's episode. But there's so much more that I want to get into about this friendship filtering and creating your inner circle. And I'm going to do that in the next episode. So I will see you there. Thank you so much for listening in today. I hope this helped. I hope it resonated in some way. And I hope it doesn't create distrust in you, but I hope that it creates more of an awareness of what you need to start identifying, what you need to keep your eyes open to, and how you can gently, lovingly create boundaries so that you can move forward in the growth that you're meant to move forward in. And I will talk to you in the next episode. And if you'd like to just, be a part of this community and see when the episodes are airing, please go ahead and follow at Secret Rooms Podcast on Instagram. If you have any questions or things that you'd like to chat with me about, you can go ahead and DM me there, and I'd be happy to chat with you there. Feel free to comment and like and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.